Okay, friends, welcome back. We're here on location in Terrace, British Columbia. I'm your host, Zara Durrani, and if you know me, you know I'm really happy right now. We've got a beautiful view out there, and I'm surrounded by fur babies. A lot of love. We're here currently on location at Elysium Lake Farm. I'm so excited to be here. Got here super early in the morning to watch the sunrise, and it is a garlic farm, and we have a lot of love. There's so much love and healing. And joining me right now is Jennifer. So we'll be talking to Jennifer about life here in Terrace and also all the work that they're doing. They have a lot. Jennifer and Al have their hands full when it comes to living in Terrace, from everything from growing vegetables, growing garlic, going to the local farmers market. Jennifer also bakes, and they have a fly fishing business. So they've got their hands full. We're excited to learn a bit more about their life. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for welcoming me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming.
I want to know what brought you to Terrace. Were you born here? What's the story?
Well, when I moved from Ontario as a young adult, I landed in Prince Rupert. And then ran a company and had children. And one of my companies purchased a company in Terrace, so I relocated here. And when I was really little, my family lived in Terrace.
Okay.
For a year.
So you were familiar, and the seed was planted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so coming back to it was like coming home. And the mountains, once you leave here, the mountains always call you back.
You guys have the dream, like, life. You have the dream. You're living the dream here. You know that, right?
We do. We know it. It sounds arrogant, but it's not. It's something that we both really, really enjoy, and we're super grateful for. We do not spend a moment not being grateful and sharing our love for it with others. And there's nothing about getting something and keeping it to yourself. It's about growing something and giving it to others. For us, that's what it's about. Having you here and being able to speak and share what we do with you, but also fill your cup a little bit, because this is nature. This is Mother Nature at her finest. You have a lake, you have fresh food, you have garlic, you have everything you want. You have dogs, you know, wildlife, and beautiful people around us.
Tell me about Elysium. Tell me about fly fishing and growing your own garlic, because you guys are also prepping right now for the farmers market taking place this weekend, right?
Yes, yes. Wow, so much to talk about.
Yeah.
So Elysium Lake Farm, that's really where it started. Al is a farmer, so he's the garlic guy. He's the man that was growing amazing, high quality red Russian garlic in the market. I'm a gardener. I love every vegetable and flower, and if you go walk through my gardens, you'll see there's vegetables and flowers everywhere. You know, I love great food, I love good food, and had a background where I was lucky enough to grow up on an organic farm myself. So my childhood is filled with great food, good vegetables, goat's milk, like just that really raw, great farmer's life. And coming here and just melding those two philosophies together, my personal feeling is, and I share it with Al, and we both share the same, it's about giving back. Nobody's left behind. We want everybody to become garlic farmers, right? It's not about us taking the market, it's about us sharing the market. Because garlic is such a tricky crop to grow, and it's most challenging because you have to wait 10 months to find out if what you did worked.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So if it didn't work, 10 months later, you find out, oops, I made a mistake. I don't know what I did.
Like all this effort you put in, everything you did, it was for nothing.
10 months later, you find out.
Wow.
So radishes, 21 days. Oops, I made a mistake. Another 21 days, you can fix it. Garlic, it's not so easy.
Wow.
So we really do coach a lot of other farmers as well as gardeners, hobby gardeners. It doesn't matter. You want great quality products, you're going to get them from us. But we're also going to show you how to do it yourself.
That's beautiful.
Because we're not going to be here forever, but our farm will be here for 100 years, feeding 100 families, 1,000 families, and we know that. So I told you earlier today that we spend 90% of our time in the soil, 10% on everything on top. And that's why. Because it takes 10 months for us to see the rewards. And you're right, we're harvesting right now. We're going to the farmer's market. We do go to the farmer's market. We have been there all season and sharing all our information that we can, all our experience, because it's all about sharing experiences.
That's a beautiful life you guys have created for yourselves. You know, it's like you're having these offerings for others, but also you're spending time in Mexico, you're growing here. Tell me about, you know, creating this life, both you and Al. Like, it sounds really beautiful.
Yeah, like, thank you for sharing that, because, you know, it is. You're right, sometimes somebody else coming in and putting a different lens on our life, like, we're in our home, in our workspace, in our sanctuary, in our, everything is here 24/7. Our dogs are here. It's like the mountains, you know, it's constant. It's always going to be here, you know? So it's that foundation that we both thrive on, right? So once that's established, now we're both, what else can we do? What else, you know, we're always planning together and we're always creating together. And, you know, the fishing part of our lives that you were asking about earlier, how do you get to where fishing and sustainable living and sharing and garlic farming, well, it all kind of goes all hand in hand, right? And fishing for us, the passion of being able to be on the water. When you're near the water, the mountains are close, right? So the mountains are still a part of the story, and the fish are in the rivers, and Mother Nature provides.
And you're part of the ecosystem, and you get there.
And you're doing, right? We're big doers. We don't talk a lot to people about what we're doing. We don't do that, but we do it. And then people ask us questions after the fact. Well, how does this ecosystem work, Jennifer? Like, how are you existing within it? And I think it's just giving up and letting Mother Nature in. You know, I don't need all the fancy things and all the fancy tools and all the fancy. I need some tools, but I need Mother Nature more than I need anything else. I need to feel and breathe what's happening in the river system, what's happening in the mountains, what's happening in the trees. As the plant progresses through the nature, I need to see it. I need to feel it. I need to breathe it. And then be a part of it. And I used to really not like harvest time. Because if you look at our gardens right now, they're all garlic. They're all starting to turn yellow. They're saying, pick me out of the field, right? Pick me. But now we're in the fields, and I'm like excited to let the soil now rest. It did its job. It's produced these awesome, fabulous tasting garlic. And now we're like, okay, now you can rest. Give yourself some space. Let you heal. We'll give you some nutrients. We'll plant some other greens in your space, but we're gonna let you rest now, and then we'll start you again, right? So we're the same. We go. We need to rest. Sometimes we just need to rest, you know. And I'll bring that balance. So you have the fishing, we have the the fly fishing. The teaching of fly fishing. So there's fishing. There's all different types. There's the commercial fishing out in the ocean. Then there's just sports fishing out in the ocean, and there's all kinds of different tools you need for that. Then the fish come up the river, and there's all types of fishermen on the riverbanks. So you have people that are flossing fish, you have people that are using roe, you have First Nations that are using nets. Like, everybody's acquiring these fish. But then you have fly fishermen who just catch the fish to appreciate the fish and then let it go. So it's not about landing 60 fish. It's about appreciating Mother Nature's gift in the water.
I like that. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, the fly fisherman is a very interesting, respectful about the environment, but also just the art of what they're doing. There's just such a creative, artistic lifestyle to being on the river, being in touch with nature. It's not just fly fishing. It's about the whole ecosystem around you.
That's what
impacts you.
No, that's exactly what I'm looking forward to experiencing. I think a river runs through it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember watching that film in Pakistan. I was like 12.
Wow.
When that came out, and I think it's filmed in BC. It's filmed, yeah.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Montana.
Really? Okay, I think maybe parts of it. Maybe parts of it. Okay. I don't know. I could be.
Yeah, I know.
We could Google it afterwards. But they're fly fishing in there, and I think just like more of me, like over time, I am just wanting to experience more of BC and more of what is offered here in our province. Like, you know, in the book Alchemist, Paulo Coelho talks about, like, you know, it's the story of this little boy who, not little boy, but, you know, he's a young man. He's traveling the world, searching for his treasure. And then he goes everywhere, connecting, learns lessons in different places. Then he realized his treasure was at home, where he started. But he needed to have all those experiences to actually have his eyes opened to experience the treasure in its truest form at home, because he could not have seen it before. He could not have appreciated what he has had he found it early on. I kind of feel like that. I feel I've traveled the world. I've been to so many countries, like walked the Western Sahara Desert, like filmed there, Uzbekistan, like Cambodia, Angkor Wat, temples, like ruins, like many, many different places. And you know, what's fascinating is I come back here, my heart feels so full. I feel so grateful and so much gratitude that I call Canada home, but more than that, I call BC home, like British Columbia. And I'm like,
the mountains sing to you.
Yeah, the trees. When you see, like yesterday, I just was like speechless. It's hard to describe the feeling in words if you are not here to experience it. You have to experience it. You have to experience it. Yeah.
I agree. You know, I relate to that experience of coming home and that feeling of home. And I'm grateful too, you know, like one thing about traveling is you get to really understand that we are privileged to be born here. I could have been born anywhere in the world. I could have been the child of any parents, born into any citizenship, you know, but I was so privileged to be born here because for those reasons now I get to be called a Canadian citizen. When I go across the border, I have a Canadian passport. When I go to Mexico, I have a Canadian passport. Our dogs have Canadian passports. You know,
Canadian doggies.
Yeah,
they're both Canadian
and we're
babies.
just lucky to be born here. And I think just with everything that's going on in the world these days, to be grateful for what you have you know, it's okay. It's enough. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's enough. I'm enough. You know, and we're very ambitious, but we're not so ambitious that we're unhappy about it. You know, we're happy. I love doing what I do.
Yeah.
I love making the bread for the farmers market. When I see people come and they're so happy that they made it in time, because I sell out, usually I sell out of my bread. They're like,
I need to try your bread.
I made it, you know, and you're just like, oh.
But it's also, you're doing it with so much love, right? You put your love into it.
Absolutely.
You put your heart into it. And I think what's special is you're not going to, I'm not going to say any names of big stores, but you're not going there, but you're purchasing from someone who lives here, who's making, there's no preservatives, there's no chemicals, who you're supporting local. I am so passionate about whether someone makes candles or they make like perfume or dog treats or whatever it is. I think when you give to someone here, you're keeping that money rotating in this little ecosystem. And you're supporting a local business and you're giving them encouragement to like keep going.
Do it again.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing that up, because supporting local is a really big one for me. Our garlic is local. Okay. It takes 3 years for that garlic seed to get its memory in your soil. Okay? So we want to be able to supply all our local backyard gardeners with this proper seed that they need, that grows in this environment, in this humidity, with its memory, here for this soil, for this conditions.
Wow.
So we want to support local. We need to support local. I think you're right. Customers need to get in touch with your local farmer. They have a most amazing romaine lettuce, but you're right, we don't use any plastics in our field. So that's another thing that we don't do, is our whole farm isn't filled with plastic. We use no herbicides, no artificial fertilizers. Everything is about naturally growing microbes that give back into the soil, which gives you great produce, which is awesome. And yes, people say, oh, what about the slugs? Well, the slugs come and then the geese come off at the lake and they're little ducklings and they go and eat all the slugs and then they go back out onto the lake. Like there's lots of ways of being able to do pest management without having to introduce anything that's going to hurt you or your animals or the birds. If you see all the birds around our property and all the bird houses, I mean, we're very about the birds eat all the bugs. So as many birds as we can stays on the property. That is our pest control. Mother Nature. What does Mother Nature need in order to take care of this? Maybe you're sacrificing some things in your garden, and it's all about the quality of the food on the table. We want to have the highest quality, not about just aesthetics, but it's also the value in the food. And it's about supporting the local people here with really good quality produce. And that's going to make you healthy. And that's going to keep you here longer. And that's because we love you and we want you to come back, right? So,
and also it's bringing you joy. And I think when something is made with love and when you're, whether it's a home you're entering or, you know, you see the love and trust you put into, you know, how you care for your animals, like it's a big full circle thing. And just the love and appreciation you have for the nature, for the environment, for the food you're giving. And that's a way of giving gratitude to the community. I feel like your folks' home, like it kind of inspires me to even write a book, you know, like this is like a place I can see it being like such a place of healing where your nervous system would get restored. Like, you know, you could sit on your deck and like paint. Like, we are so blessed, I think, here in BC. And, you know, you just have to go to other parts of the world and come back here and then recognize what we have and
be grateful for.
Yeah. Well, gratitude is massive.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the things a gentleman said to me in Prince Rupert when I first moved to Prince Rupert and I was 18, And he was asking me, how did I like Prince Rupert? And I said, well, you know, really, Prince Rupert's okay, you know. And he said, well, what's going on? And I said, well, you know, work's great, because got lots of work, it's great, da-da-da. I said, but I find it's really hard to fit in, like to find friends. And he said, where are you from? And I said, oh, I moved from Ontario 6 months ago, blah, blah, blah. And he said, okay, go volunteer. Go volunteer. Go find whatever you love to do. Find a group that is a nonprofit and go volunteer. And best advice in my entire life. Because once I volunteered, I met a group of people and they liked doing the same thing I did. And then we'd go carpooling together and we started connecting, and there was skiing, and there was so many benefits to my own personal life, not just to the organization I was belonging to.
And I'm sure benefits to mental well-being.
100%. I wasn't working all the time.
Yeah.
I came from work. You're a farmer. You grew up on a farm. You grew up in, you know, young person in service industry. You're just a work. You're performance. Results, right?
I feel that very much. I feel very seen right now.
But on the other side, when you volunteer, you're allowed to make mistakes. Nobody's like, you're allowed to grow. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to be with your people and laugh and make, you know, and in that environment of volunteering, you learn so much. And you can give back so much to the person or the organization. So volunteering was a big one for me.
I notice a lot of folks here in Terrace, that seems to be a common thread that I'm hearing from a lot of people.
But the North.
Yeah.
The North is like that. We're, you know, I was telling you earlier, we solve our problems in the North, by the North. The Northern solutions are different, because we, the people, solve our problems. But it's we, the community, solve our problems, right? It's not one individual struggling. It's a community that says, here's an issue, we're going to solve the problem, right? So we rely on each other, we rely on our neighbors, we rely on the people around us in our community, because I can count on them and they can count on me, and they know that.
That's so beautiful.
Right.
Jennifer, I truly appreciate your time here. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been so lovely meeting you and Al and these babies. They brought me so much love this morning. And we'll share the contact information for your website and social media. So if anyone feels like getting in touch with you,
thank you,
and coming to help out on your farm and to learn from you.
Or we can learn from you.
Yeah, of course.
What can you share?
Yes, exactly. Well,
thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Jennifer. So talking about fishing, I did have the opportunity to wake up earlier a couple of days ago, and Rob Bryce from Northern Jet Boat Tours took me around Skeena several hours. It was really gorgeous, like unbelievable. Honestly, this trip I've seen so many eagles, like more than I've ever seen in my life, like so close. It just takes your breath away. And I saw, it was like on a weekday, I think like Tuesday, 9 a.m., there's already like 20 folks in one spot fishing. And he was like, Zara, this is only a weekday. Wait till it's the weekend. Wait until a couple more weeks when I think the regulations change. So tell us about fishing here. Tell us about fishing and fly fishing.
Well, like I said, the Skeena is the second biggest river in British Columbia after the Fraser. And it's the second biggest salmon-bearing river, some people say in the world, definitely in Canada, bringing us all Pacific salmon, or 5 types: Chinook, Coho, Chum, Pink, and Sockeye. Sockeye just opened up a few days ago, last week, and so Sockeye is the most sought-after fish, and so all these people now are after a little bit of table food. You're allowed to keep one sockeye. When I started guiding, per day, per person.
Okay,
per day.
okay. So if you have like 5 folks in your family or in your household.
you can only keep one fish as one angler, but if all 5 folks come, you can keep 5.
Okay.
When I started guiding in Terrace, the limit for sockeye was 11 sockeye per person. Right, now you can imagine if they're wearing 1.5 kilos each, that's a lot of food to put in your freezer every day. Not all of it ended up in the people's plate. A lot of it ended up being wasted. And so I think it's important to conserve our fish. Our policy is to keep a fish once in a while to eat, but we're catch and release, right? So, and the skeena doe doesn't have any man alteration to it, like docks, locks, dams. Things are changing fast, right? And so to protect our salmon here, our company is trying to promote the same sustainability that we operate at our farm, which means respect nature, share it, share the beauty, and it's not about bringing as much food to the table as possible. We try to keep our boat as a destination to bring awareness and nothing else really, right?
This is really magical. You guys
you.
have a great backdrop. So what lake is this here?
This is Lake Else. Lake Else is a tributary lake to the Skeena River.
Okay.
The south is behind you. The north is behind me. Up north, up south. Just to the south of us, the Lake Else River is the discharge of the lake into the Skeena, which brings us the salmon into our lake. We even have seals all the way up to here once in a while.
Wow.
So Lake Else is quite a producer of fish, and the Lake Else River is quite protected because of that, right? So we really, our community is responding to the decline of fish, and so we're trying to protect it. The Lake Else drainage, or the Lake Else lake behind us, is one of the most productive lake for salmon in our Skeena River. So that's our lake, and we chose to live here because of the beautiful harmony with nature.
Beautiful. What do you think attracts folks to move this way, and then what keeps them here? Obviously, you know, you've highlighted a few things that have kept you folks here, but I'm sure you must have seen the population of Terrace increase in front of your eyes.
In very exciting directions in one way, and that way, let me clarify. I grew up in Banff, though I wasn't born there. I grew up in Banff, which was strongly orientated into an outdoor community, right? So you're mentioning Shames Mountain, you're mentioning fly fishing destination, heli skiing, backcountry skiing. Terrace is booming with young kids, beautiful people that want to come and explore it for that country, right? So the backcountry, the climbing community here is booming. The backcountry skiing community is booming. The mountain biking community is booming. So all the kids that once sought the area of Banff, which is now too busy, moved to Golden, which is now too busy, moved to Revelstoke, which is now too busy, moved to Nelson, which is now too busy. Terrace is our last little beautiful gem. Shames Mountain speaks highly and reflects that, you know, we don't have 15 chairlifts. We still have our old chairlift. We still get, you know, mechanical failures. We still try to figure out things. We're still part of the wild, wild west up here.
Completely. And it's also, like what I just learned, it's community owned.
Totally.
Which is
right.
Amazing.
Right. It takes special people to say we're going to keep something alive, and as a community, get us all together so that we can keep it alive and make it better. But more importantly, share it with the rest of the world.
Yeah. No, this is really phenomenal, because this is like, you know, when they say beautiful British Columbia, heaven on earth, this is what one would picture. And the fact that you guys get to live here, you get to call this home.
It wasn't always like this. It was a lot of work, right? Jennifer's such a hard worker. It's easy for me to follow and work with that, right? But I could show you a before and after picture.
Please.
This was all grass before, and there was nothing here. Forest, swamp, and everything. So I built everything from the ground up, you know, and everything, I would say 90% is all built by hands. We don't use machinery. I'm quite fit because I'm a human tractor, right? I don't need to go to the gym. I just use a shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Why garlic?
It's sustainable. It's hard to grow, but it's a good seller. If I don't sell it right away at the market that week, I can shelf it and sell it next week. So that's a big thing. I started growing vegetables like everybody else. And we were all competing with the same cabbage, and we were saying, I grow differently than most people. Like I said, we don't use plastics or anything like that. As you notice here, it's all culture. It's plants mixed with other plants. Garlic. Why garlic? A lot of people love garlic. I love garlic.
I love garlic.
Right?
So how long have you folks been doing this?
This is my 10th season selling at the market. Garlic, you know, it wasn't always the size like this. This is a 10-year rotation to give us these big, huge bulbs. It starts with some really small stuff, and then we replant it. We give it a little bit more love, and the next year, hopefully, it comes back. We've been successful for 10 years, right?
And you are selling at the farmer's market, at the Terrace farmer's market?
We sell at the farmer's market. We also sell online. Our garlic goes all the way to Montreal.
Wow.
Right? There's people in Montreal that buy it.
Amazing.
There's some restaurants that enjoy our quality of garlic over anything else that's offered. Which is great, which gave us our #1 garlic, you know, and sustainable farming in British Columbia. So it's really cool. And yeah, so my mom's a big garlic fan. So my mom's 80 some odd years old now. So every year I send her garlic, and I send her lots of garlic. And every year, what does she do? As my mom, she's so proud of it, she gives it all away.
Aww.
So I have.
She wants everyone to know that her son is sending the garlic.
So I send her some more.
And she gives that away as well.
Of course, right? Which is proudful.
Okay, so you guys have the garlic, and then there's the fly fishing.
Yeah.
When did you add the fly fishing, or did they both happen together?
No, the garlic happened a long, long time ago. I was guiding for many different beautiful companies here. My philosophy in customer service is different than, let's just say, the big companies. You know, I had 3 people in my boat, and I couldn't teach them one-on-one with the people. Or if a person had like a bad hip or something like that, I couldn't really take care of that person to the level of their needs. And so I decided to slow things down. Instead of taking 3 people, I'd rather take 1 person. It's not about making, you know, the top dollar, but it's about sharing that experience. So I went off on my own. Instead of putting 3 people on my boat, I'm happy to have 1 person. If I don't work every day, that's fine. As long as that person goes home and is happy.
Yeah.
Right? As I told you, teach a lot. I teach in Mexico during the winter.
You teach fly fishing in Mexico?
Yeah, I do the fly fishing in Mexico as well, but no, I teach kiteboarding.
No way!
Wind sports, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow,
on the ocean.
You guys have your hands full.
Wow.
So are you guys snowbirds? You're going down to Mexico, both of you, like every year?
We now work in Mexico during the winters. During COVID, most of our professions here dealing with the public and everything was shut down. And so I was offered a position in Mexico to help out down there. And I wanted to work. I didn't want to collect the compensation from our government. I wanted to work. And so I took the risk. A bad person for it, but I took the risk. And I didn't listen. I took the risk, and I went to work. And I fell in love with these beautiful people called the Mexican people. So they're some of the hardest working people. I met this little guy in Mexico. This
Cuervo?
Cuervo. Cuervo means raven.
Okay.
Right? And Cuervo adopted Kaya. Right? And now he lives with us.
And I think Kaya's adopted me.
Kaya's adopted from Kitimat, right? And Kaya adopts people. Cuervo adopted Kaya. Kaya adopted you.
Yes, we're friends now. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to welcome me, to show me around. This feels unbelievable. Like, I can't get over these views. The fact that this is what you wake up to. Well, thank you all for watching, for tuning in. I can't wait to show you guys more of this beautiful town here in Terrace. Thank you, Al, and thank you, Jennifer, for welcoming us here. And what a way to start my day in Terrace, northern British Columbia.